This is kind of an overview of the Missouri Compromise of 1820. This can help you on putting your map together. And yeah, let's talk about what the Missouri Compromise was and try to think about how this pushed the United States closer to civil war. So there's a few places you want to take a look at. I'm just going to scroll through these really quickly. You can kind of get some references here to all the different states that were a part of the United States at the time of the Missouri Compromise, which took place in 1820. Now, remember, there's a few different things going on. Florida was just annexed, and this is post the War of 1812, and the United States is growing at the time. So, just to give you an idea of where we're at. So, look at some of the territories. This is pre Texas becoming part of the United States, 1820, right before Mexico gains its independence from Spain. So you see some of the territories look a little bit different. So the Missouri Compromise is a lot about what we do with the Louisiana Territory. Now, Missouri was the first state to apply for statehood in the Missouri Territory west of the Mississippi River. And the yellow line there is known as the Missouri Compromise line. And what this was this is a line that marked a compromise that said, all right, any states that want to join the United States north of the Missouri Compromise line, we're going to leave those free from slavery. So for any states besides Missouri that are above that line, we're going to say those states are officially closed to slavery. Any of the territories below the Missouri Compromise line, when those areas apply for statehood, they're open to slavery. That means that if the people in those states want to have slavery, they can have slavery. Now, with this compromise, we got to talk about the balance of power in the Congress. The balance of power between slave states and free states was pretty precarious because if one side gains more power than the other, what we're going to see is that they're going to start passing laws either restricting slavery in the United States or pass laws to expand slavery in the United States. So when Missouri is added as a slave state, they decide to add Maine as a free state, which was once considered part of Massachusetts, and that then maintains the balance when Missouri applies as a slave state. Okay, so now they've been able to maintain that balance of power. Now, some of the other things that you're going to see according to the Missouri Compromise line, right, that's the rest of the Louisiana Territory, and that would be considered closed to slavery. Okay, and then the territories below the Missouri Compromise, like the Arkansas Territory, would be open to slavery. Okay, so that's where the compromise comes. Those north of the line would be considered closed to slavery. Those below the line would be open to slavery. Then you see the slave states there in the South as compared to the free states. Okay, so we, again, maintaining that balance and kind of seeing what's going on. Michigan and Wisconsin are above those lines, and part of the Northwest Ordinance are closed to slavery. So we see that some of the territories moving further and further west are closed to slavery as well. So there you have it.